Here's our 3-year, 12-month marketing budget. You can see here that we're trying to like really, for year 1 compared to year 2, see some things that we added for year 1. We're going to really focus on newspaper advertisements. Year 1, $14,000 is our marketing budget. Each year we kind of grew around roughly 20% from year 2 compared to year 3. Just adding to kind of keep up so people know us, especially in the state of Maryland, Baltimore. We're going to do newspaper advertisements, and then in maybe year 2 do city billboards and kind of see how that goes. And then in year switch up, maybe in year 3 and not do it as a way of saving money. And then maybe for year 3, this last 6 months, we would do newspapers, kind of do all in the same year as we grow our business. Just a lot of focus on, one thing that we would try to do is target car shows. There's 3 main car shows: the DC Auto Show, New York Auto Show, and the Detroit Auto Show. We would definitely try to set up a booth so we can get exposure throughout all these main car manufacturers, so eventually, hopefully, get external sponsorships so we could get free money.
Somewhere along those lines, we plan on doing something similar to what Alex did for his actual business. Is once things are running smoothly, build your own project car. So in addition to having a booth and just being there, you have your car and what your product is, for the shop part especially, at these car shows. This is our organization chart. Just at the top is the owners. There's a manager for each branch of the business, track manager, the shop manager, and the clubhouse manager. In the track, there will be the maintenance staff who just do regular maintenance on the grounds and the upkeep of the pavement, making sure everything's smooth, because when you're going around this fast, you got to make sure it's good. Event coordinators will be half and half. Some will be permanent staff, which are in charge of just coordinating with all people who want to reserve the track, who want to do any of that. A lot of other people, they're also volunteers who come in and just want, they'll come in and try to get getting good with their club or their organization, or they just want like a discount on racing and stuff like that. And the event coordinators will be in charge of the flaggers and announcers, also, who will consist of permanent staff and volunteers. In terms of the shop, we have under the shop manager, there's customer service staff, because obviously you gotta have that. What I wanted to do, which is different from other shops, is to have like a top mechanic for the main car companies. So there'll be a Honda specialist, a Toyota specialist, a Ford specialist, that kind of thing. And then under them will be some more technicians and stuff. In terms of the clubhouse manager, it works like any other restaurant or clubhouse. Food manager, head chef, beverage manager, recreation manager, and they'll all have people working under them to make everything go smoothly. Again, thanks for your time. As it says here, additional information and contact info. We do have a site. In terms of this actual project, it's not up on the site yet, but we do have that. So by the final presentation, there should be here. And just as a little sample here, this is the site we have now. There's the About Us section. People in the club, their cars, members. There's the pictures section, which is updated fairly regularly, of different people who race for random racing and stuff like that, and the work we do, things of that nature. And shortly there will be contact information and just general stuff about the track. And, that's it.
This isn't a critique or anything, but is that a real? Did you make a website?
My friends and I, like back in high school, is when we first started coming up with random racing, right. And that site has been up and like updated and fiddled around with for probably a year or so now.
How much does it cost to make
In terms of the just regular basic membership, it's about 50,000 a year. For the silver, it's 70, and then for the gold, it's 100,000.
Which county are you looking to build this in?
Just in those 3 counties I mentioned, Howard, Arundel, and Maryland, within that tri-county area, because we're targeting them the most in Maryland.
Are you aware of Howard County's initiative to become the greenest county in the nation? And how do you think this will affect auto racing?
First off, I was not aware of that. And second, in terms of auto racing, it doesn't have to necessarily be in that county if that's what their goal is.
Right.
Basically, the whole thing that started this was because I do a lot of racing, that kind of stuff. And there's the closest track to us, the closest road track is an hour and a half away in West Virginia. And then the next closest track is like Virginia International Raceway, which is 4 hours away. This is basically, it's up more north, so anybody who's more into it up north, they could be out of state, in-state, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can all come. Obviously, the members would be more targeted for in-state, but they can come from either county also. It's just, it saves a lot of people in Maryland that commute, and that's really the idea, so it doesn't necessarily have to be in Howard County.
You said you broke even, or you're projecting break even in year 4?
Between year 3 and year 4, yeah.
And what are your revenues?
Oh, middle of year 4. Yeah.
What are your revenues in year 4?
Year 4 revenues or profits?
Revenues.
Revenues are 5.6 million.
And how many members do you project for that?
80 silver members, 20 gold members. And he had the numbers a little bit off. The basic members, which would come from track event people and stuff like that, they pay based on a track rental fee. Silver members, $45,000 a year, includes a garage space, one of 80, climate control and everything. The gold members, as he said, get garage and lift spaces in their private garages, and there's 20 of those at $75,000 a year.
So I'm sorry, you said there are 20 gold?
20 gold, 80 silver.
80 silver.
And
100
revenues
basic.
annually is 5.1 million from the 2 memberships.
Let me just get that straight again. 20 gold.
Yes.
70, did you say, silver?
No, 80 silver.
80 silver.
100 members and garage spaces total.
That's it. So 20 gold and 80 silver.
Yep.
And that's the only memberships? Is 100 people?
Yes.
Okay.
Part of the draw would be the fact that these people who would have their own private track to race on.
So, wouldn't you suffer the risk of alienating willing customers who want to pay for the gold or silver but you don't have the space?
I mean, that'll probably just go along with expansion.
When you're making $5.5 million in profits every year, it doesn't.
We'll just construct more garage spaces. If,
Okay.
We keep running that much revenue.
That's basically the goal of any private club, is to alienate the people that don't belong.
They do belong.
That too.
Yeah, I was just wondering how you guys were planning to generate, like capital you need to in order to start out, like the 18 million.
Basically, a large commercial loan or private venture funds, stuff like that.
Can you talk a little bit more about risk factors and what you're budgeting for liability insurance for this operation?
Do you want that?
Yeah, I put liability insurance also in the budgets for the financials. I estimated that I believe it would cost $12,500 a month for liability insurance, so I think about $250,000 a year, something like that. And that's a conservative estimate.
With 100 members, how are you gonna have enough garage space for everybody?
The garage space is like the silver members' garage space. It's a lot smaller than that of the gold members, which there's only 20 members.
Imagine like a public storage.
Pretty much. Like
So we're cars
if
that
you
are
looked at
bigger than
like a
boxes.
warehouse, something kind of like that.
But I'm saying, so you're limiting your clientele to one car, or can they keep their car? How are you gonna
I think
house
the
all
general
these customers in their car?
before expansion, and this is usually the general trend for tracks and all track events, you'll tow one car